Hello, my name is Michael Trussler and I'm a Senior Customer Engineer at Microsoft. Welcome to the first module of our Microsoft Teams Rooms Foundations training. This module is an introduction to Microsoft Teams Rooms. In this module, we're going to discuss what Teams meetings are, what defines Teams devices, and what are the basic requirements for setting up Teams Rooms. In the world's best performing companies, 70% of employees are engaged, but only 60% of employees are satisfied with their meetings, and 57% find meetings unproductive. One of the reasons Microsoft Teams was created was in order to address these issues. So chats, meetings, calls, they all happen in one location, so you aren't dealing with various tools to have productive meetings. With Microsoft Teams, there's a concept of the meeting life cycle, where everything happens within Teams. So when you first decide to have a meeting, the chats that happen after that meeting has been created, those are all captured, as well as any documents shared within the meeting. The meeting itself can be recorded, and after the meeting there can be conversations and edits to those documents to track all of that. That adds to the whole meeting life cycle. Microsoft Teams offers easy, high-quality experiences using state-of-the-art cloud-based technologies in order to maximize performance among any device type. Microsoft 365 and Teams is intelligent and inclusive, with live captions, searchable transcripts, the ability to share in real time with digital ink, and remove distractions and personalize your video with custom backgrounds and background blur. And of course, Microsoft 365 is secure and manageable, featuring compliance, security, and manageability that you can have confidence in. We also support dial-in meetings with audio conferencing, integrated calling, cloud PSTN, and full PSTN support, and a broad device ecosystem with support for meeting room devices via cloud video interop. Historically, meetings ran in 3 different silos. There was the before, during, and after, and the meeting data wasn't always shared effectively. Or there would be the agenda sent out and then a train of emails updating and changing the agenda. But Microsoft Teams has a new approach. You can now chat with attendees. You can collaborate on the agenda, sharing a single document. You can review the history and context of previous meetings to prepare for future meetings. During the meeting, you can co-author Office 365 documents. You can follow along with live captions and contribute with digital ink. And you can participate from anywhere you like. After the meeting, you can review notes. You can continue to chat and collaborate on documents, whiteboards, and action items. And you can, of course, schedule and manage ongoing meetings and tasks with Teams. This is the Teams life cycle. Microsoft Teams devices work in many spaces, such as at home or on the go, or in the office, in a dedicated huddle space or a focus room. There are solutions for all these sizes. In this training, we're going to focus on the Teams rooms, which you can see on the bottom right in the shared devices. So shared devices include collaboration bars, meant for smaller rooms, Teams rooms, meant for rooms of all sizes, and Surface hubs, meant for rooms where interactivity is key. All of these devices have a familiar interface, so everyone can learn to use them quickly and know how to use every device, no matter which size it is targeted for. The devices are, of course, inclusive, giving everyone a voice wherever they may be, and the quality is extremely high. And all of these devices are manageable by tools you already know how to use. We do have to briefly discuss audio conferencing, as audio conferencing is a core part of bringing in people to meetings. These are people who are dialing in from a mobile phone because they're traveling or have poor internet connectivity and have to dial in using a traditional telephone. Microsoft Audio Conferencing is available in 72 countries, with dial-in numbers for 90 countries and 400 cities. You can also dial out to bring people into a meeting to over 190 countries, and the interactive voice response is available in over 44 languages and dialects. Microsoft Teams audio conferencing is an excellent solution for bringing in people who need to dial in to join. Of course, Microsoft Teams and Teams Rooms all have a familiar look and feel, whether you're using a workstation, a mobile device, or Teams Rooms. All of the devices have similar features, such as collaborating via mobile with screen shares, live camera feeds, and PowerPoint. Mobile devices are excellent for joining Microsoft Teams and Teams Rooms meetings. For example, you can take a photo on a mobile device, preview the mobile device, and then present it directly into a meeting using only your phone. This and many other features are available on mobile devices when joining Microsoft Teams meetings. Teams meetings are intelligent and inclusive. You can follow along in real time with live captions and subtitles, and cloud recordings can be transcribed to different languages. Subtitles and translated meeting transcripts are available in over 60 languages, and you can remove distractions and personalize your video with custom backgrounds, including background blur. Of course, Teams and Teams Rooms are easy and reliable to use. It's designed for mobility with better handoff from Wi-Fi to cellular networks. Networking devices are able to use multiple protocols. So if firewalls and proxies are blocking your network connectivity, you can use media over HTTP. The devices do a much better job in selecting the default audio and video, and they also let users know when they're muted while speaking, as well as giving notifications when the network is poor. Call Analytics and Call Quality Dashboard are key features of Microsoft Teams and can be used in Teams Rooms as well. Call Analytics is used to analyze a single attendee's performance in a call. So if IT receives a report that an attendee had a poor experience in a Teams Rooms meeting, you can use Call Analytics and see all of the information from networking to which device they were using to help troubleshoot why that call was bad for that user. Call Quality Dashboard aggregates all this data and gives you a high-level view of all of your sites, campuses, and buildings. You can filter on location, subnet, and other variables to proactively discover trends and hotspots throughout your network. You can then take necessary actions to, for example, enable proxy bypass in a location to improve audio-video performance. Teams Room sits on top of Microsoft Teams, so it gets the built-in security and compliance as well. Microsoft Teams can identify and prevent data leakage, preventing data from leaving your corporation unintentionally. Retention and deletion policies also apply for chats, channels, and meetings. Information barriers prevent certain departments from speaking with other departments, usually for compliance reasons. We'll spend more time on the next module on the Microsoft Network, but at this point just know that the Microsoft Network is a secure, reliable, next-generation infrastructure built on Azure. It's globally and highly resilient, and it helps improve the audiovisual performance for Teams meetings. With Microsoft Teams devices, you can work with confidence knowing that certified devices provide high-quality audio and video, enterprise security, easy setup, and a consistent look and feel. All Teams devices are purpose-built to Microsoft standards and to address and optimize workspaces and work styles. Microsoft Teams devices carry a certification called Certified from Microsoft Teams. This is our newest certification and assures you that the devices meet the high standards that we expect of them. If you have older devices that are certified for Skype for Business, that certification carries forward, so your existing investment in Skype for Business devices is protected. Microsoft Teams devices give you plenty of choices, from headsets and desk phones to mobile phones, conference room phones, and of course Teams Rooms and Surface Hub. No matter where you're working or what you're working on, there's a Teams device ready for you. With Teams Rooms, you can transform your meetings and make any space a Teams meeting place. Teams Rooms is easy to deploy and simple to manage, and the hardware and software certification assures a simple, reliable solution. Teams Rooms contains a Teams feature set, so you can share desktops, show video, share audio. Of course, the one-touch join is key, walking up to the console and pressing one button and you're joined into the meeting, making it simple for users who are unfamiliar with Teams Rooms to easily join a meeting. You can make and even receive phone calls if you're licensed for such from Teams Rooms, making it a conference phone alternative. You can share your audio, video, and even desktop sharing with remote participants, And the console in the center of the room makes it easy for anyone to manage the meeting. Any space can be a Microsoft Teams meeting place, from small spaces all the way up to conference rooms and auditoriums. The customized Microsoft Teams Rooms app is focused on making things easy to use and easy to manage. And of course, the high definition audio and video we demand of our hardware partners assures that you will have a quality experience in a Teams room. Microsoft Teams Rooms runs on a Windows 10 device, and it is a universal app. You can use the same tools you are already familiar and comfortable with. You can still use to manage Teams Rooms. This leads to a low training effort to deploy Teams Rooms across your corporation. In the center of the room is a touch controller we call the console. That displays the Microsoft Teams Rooms app, which is built on Windows 10. The center of room console can connect with multiple displays, projectors, cameras, speakers, and compute modules. And of course, this helps control the high-definition audio and video experience in your meeting rooms. Proximity-based meeting joins let people invite meeting rooms simply by using their mobile device. There's a Bluetooth beacon that comes from the compute module that sends out a Bluetooth signal. When you're on the join screen of a Teams meeting on your mobile device or Windows 10 device, you can quickly add a room to your meeting simply by tapping a button. Microsoft Teams Rooms can also support touching and inking. You can have a touch-enabled monitor in your Teams Rooms environment, and users can walk up to the screen and draw, document, and diagram directly on the screen. This is natively supported by Teams Rooms and is easy to configure if you have a touch display. Content cameras and intelligent capture give you the ability to share a traditional whiteboard into a meeting. A specific camera is used within Teams Rooms to capture the whiteboard image and to optimize the view for remote participants. The content camera will center the whiteboard onto the screen and then display the information to the remote attendees. If an in-room presenter walks in front of the whiteboard, remote attendees will still be able to see the full whiteboard. This content camera, or the Magic Whiteboard, is a wonderful feature for Microsoft Teams Rooms. There's also the Raise Hands feature within Teams Rooms. As remote attendees raise a hand, a banner is put up on the front of room display as well as on the console. Users inside the room can raise the hand directly on the console and also lower their hand as well. The physical requirements for Teams Rooms involve having a certified Microsoft Teams Rooms system. We do not support building your own Teams Rooms. Updated firmware on certified peripherals is very important, as that helps assure that the equipment is running optimally, as well as enabling potential new features. Wired network connectivity is required. We do not support Wi-Fi with Teams Rooms. If necessary, you can use USB extenders, especially for USB 2.0. Extenders are not recommended for USB 3.0. You can have up to two 1080p displays with HDMI connections. Note that Teams Rooms supports 4K monitors, but will only send a 1080p image. So, if you're choosing between a 4K monitor and a 1080p monitor for Teams Rooms, you may opt to save money by purchasing the 1080p monitors. However, 4K monitors will work perfectly fine. You will need a USB keyboard and mouse for initial configuration of Teams Rooms, but once the room is in production, you can safely remove the keyboard and mouse. Attendees in Teams Rooms meetings never need to use a USB keyboard and mouse, as all interaction is handled by the center of table console. On the software side, you will need to have a Microsoft Teams license and or Skype for Business or Skype for Business Online licenses. If using on-premises Skype for Business, be sure to install the Enterprise Trusted Root Certificate onto the compute. You will also need Exchange Online or Exchange On-Premises. For initial configuration, Teams Rooms requires DHCP. However, once you've configured the device, you can switch from DHCP to a static IP address. When using Microsoft Teams or Skype for Business online, be sure that all of the proper ports and protocols are enabled for access via your firewalls or proxy servers. A wired network connection is also required, and proxy bypass is strongly encouraged. We also recommend using the Microsoft Teams Rooms license. This is a Microsoft 365 license that contains all of the required licenses for a Microsoft Teams Rooms. We'll get into it in a later module, but every Teams Rooms has a unique resource account, and it is this resource account that will need the license. Using a meeting room license assures that you have everything correctly configured on the licensing side, and in most cases greatly reduces the cost of licensing that user. And finally, when rolling out Teams Rooms, there are many roles within the deployment. A system integrator can often be used to help using their experience in designing conference rooms and meeting rooms. So a system integrator can help with the assessment, validation, speccing the system, and ordering the equipment. They can make sure the project moves along on a timely manner. They can help deploy by installing the devices in the conference and meeting rooms. And they can also help provide training and support. The customers themselves, well, they're going to need somebody who's familiar with audio and video. They will need an expert from Microsoft Teams or Skype who understands how Teams and Skype is enabled in your environment. If enabling dial-in calling, you'll need to add the telecommunications department to help assign telephone numbers. Certainly, anytime you bring a device into a network, you should pass it by security to make sure that it meets the company's requirements. Microsoft Teams is secure and hardened out of the box, and so there shouldn't be much need for security to do much other than to validate it meets their requirements. You'll need someone familiar with the network to make sure switch ports are set up correctly and cabling is done appropriately. When using Microsoft 365, you'll need someone with rights in Azure Active Directory who can create and exchange mailbox, change passwords, and perform end-user management. That is very similar to an Office 365 administrator who can assign licenses, also create accounts, change passwords, and similar. And finally, you'll need to make sure you work with facilities, that everything you're adding to the building is compliant and meets local laws. In summary, Microsoft Teams is a hub for collaboration, and Teams devices have been designed to work wonderfully with Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams Rooms and other Teams devices simplify and enhance the meeting experience. And in the remaining modules in this series, you'll learn the details of how Teams Rooms does this.